hotnoiseradio.com, all new, hotnoiseradio.com. So like I said earlier in the show, we have a very special guest interview here with us today. Snapping fingers. Woo! We have a Bongo Humphrey, aka Chief Amachi. Like I said, a real chief in the building.
How you doing, brother?
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor.
Thank you
It's
for
an
coming,
honor.
man.
We're feeling really humbled to have you here in our presence and on our very first show. It's pretty exciting. Mr. Bongo Humphrey, what would you prefer that we call you or address you by?
Oh, you can call me a Bongo Humphrey. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm just going to shorten it and say a bongo, cool?
Bongo's cool.
Okay,
Bongo's
cool. Okay, so we have you here for so many reasons, but first, the main and most important reason that we have you here is for your part in the Black Panther. So can you tell us, like, what was your part exactly and how you got the part?
Okay, yeah. I play one of the trusted warriors of M'Baku, which, and I'm one of 6 of his trusted warriors. I got the part, I was doing jiu-jitsu at a gym, local gym here in Atlanta, Georgia. I was doing jiu-jitsu and they were doing a meet and greet there. They had a lot of people that were in line. I have never been on an interview before.
What was the gym called that you were at?
It's called Unit 2 Fitness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Unit 2 Fitness. And they were actually having a meet and greet there for the stunt community, the local stunt community. At that time, I've only had experience fighting professionally. So I used to fight for Strike Force, Showtime. But I had that experience, but I didn't have any formal stunt experience. So I actually saw the interviews that were going on, the meet and greet, and I got a chance to get up there and speak in front of people. And I basically just said, hey, look, I just wanted to have this experience. I wanted to come on an interview. I wanted to see what it was like to do an interview like this. And
so was this by chance that you were there?
it was, yeah, it was
Wow.
It was by
Awesome.
chance, yeah.
Blessings.
Yeah, so,
Right place, right time.
yeah.
So, you're an MMA fighter too, right?
Retired, yes.
How old were you when you got into that?
I started when I was really young. When I was around in my mid-20s, I started doing MMA. Yeah, so I've been doing it for a while. I retired when I was around 36. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So you look younger than that, just to let y'all know. So
Yeah,
I think
totally.
he was,
Super fit, amazing
yeah, I think he was
build.
like 28.
Yeah.
So let me
Nice
ask you
figures.
something. On the set of Black Panther, they had you doing stunt work, fight choreography, all that stuff. What was one of the most challenging days on set that you had? Or days?
For me, you know what? One of the challenging things for me was the choreography.
Okay.
You know, because I have the fight experience, but that's one of the things that I liked about learning about being a stunt performer is that I had to learn a lot of really good choreographed scenes.
Okay.
And that was something that's kind of difficult for me to pick up. I was able to pick it up, but it was something that was difficult at first. But learning all those different choreographed fight scenes, but once I got that, I think everything kind of came
Take
together.
out the fighting by feeling and emotion, and it's more step by step.
Then it's more like a dance.
Like a dance.
It's
that's
more like a
what I
dance,
say,
and
yeah.
yeah. So I had to get used to that. That's something I had to get used to. But once I got that, everything kind of fell into place.
Okay.
So, how was it working on the movie set?
It was awesome. It was awesome. You know, I got a chance to meet some really important people,
Right.
really talented people, and it was humbling. It was impressive to see all these different people there with all their talents. You know, and watching some of these people before they went on set and the way that they prepared for everything is pretty humbling.
That's what I was going to ask you. So, were you able to work alongside of any like the main characters, or did they have you like doing green screen mostly?
Yeah, I got a chance to work alongside a lot of them. One situation that kind of sticks out in my mind was Angela Bassett. I was there in the throne room scene, when they were barking, hoo, hoo, you have no place to talk here. That scene. And after doing that, there was Lupita that was there. And after doing that scene, Angela Bassett, I've always seen her growing up. So one of the things I did was I went up to her and I said, hey, look, it's nice meeting you. And she turned to me and said, it was nice working with you. So, that was kind of like a moment where I realized, like, wow, it's kind of awesome. Yeah.
That's like really big.
It was awesome.
Life experience for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Would you say that was your most memorable moment while shooting?
That was one of my most memorable. To tell you the truth, for me, the most memorable moment was the throne room. when everybody was there and M'Baku was there on the throne. And they were all kind of discussing what was going on, and that was the part when they're like, "Look, you have no reason to speak here," Watching that and sitting there and watching Ryan Coogler gives everybody a lot of ability to kind of, I guess, improv on how they want to do the scene, how they want to put everything together. And I was watching them how they were going to basically tell Martin Friedman, "Look, you have no place to speak here." I was watching how they were going to do that, and they were kind of deciding and talking amongst each other how that was going to be done. And the best way I can explain it, it was very revolutionary. Because all the stunt guys were just sitting there, we were watching that. And, Martin Friedman was even like, he was speaking like, "Hey, I want to see that." And they're like, no, you sit back here. And we're going to, we're talking, and we're all just watching that. And we're like, wow. It's just amazing. The vibe in that room, it was special. It was amazing.
So let me ask you something. How was it filming the waterfall ritual scene?
The best part of the whole movie. I'm just kidding.
How was
The
it?
intro, barking and chanting, and then actually being a part of that scene.
Yeah, it was all amazing. Every scene that we shot there, it was amazing. It was surreal. Just a lot of excitement. They had the drums playing. They had the different people from the different tribes and communities. They had the mining tribe. They had the river tribe. They had all these different colorful outfits. So it was amazing to actually sit there and watch. And people were singing. And they had people speaking in traditional, doing traditional song and things of that nature. So it was awesome.
So,
It was awesome.
So do you feel that they represent the African culture properly?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. I think Ruth Carter, the costume designer, she took a lot of time out to do her research and to get into some of the specific aspects of the cultural representation on the continent. So I think she did a really good job. Yeah, without a doubt.
How did you prepare for your role? I mean, I know that you said that you had to kind of get used to it being less a feeling and more of a dance and choreographed. But was it a lot of training and? Yeah,
for us, actually, they had us train for about a good month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, it was almost like a boot camp. So they had all the stunt guys. They brought us together, and day after day, we practiced the choreography for hours.
I saw a clip of you running with it looked like you were in front of the screen or whatever.
Yeah,
practicing
so
and.
That's all we did. So literally for 8 hours a day, we for like a whole month and a half, we just studied choreography.
Wow.
It was like a boot camp. Yeah, so it was pretty difficult. Yeah, it was pretty difficult, but we prepared for it.
So, being that you are a chief, I would assume that you don't really have to get too much into character, being that this is part of your culture, this is what you do. Because for those of you who don't know, he is a chief from the sorry if I mispronounced this, Koaku Tamao village in northern Ghana.
Is that right?
Is that right?
No. So my first teacher was from a village called Koko, which is in the northern regions of Ghana, and that's one of the places I went to first start studying traditional African spirituality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what brought you there? Because when I was looking you up, I just wondered how does a kid from America just end up in Ghana?
Because I'm a military brat, so I grew up traveling around a lot when I was little. So I was always moving. I went to school at Tuskegee University, so I had a lot of pretty inspirational professors that got me involved in certain cultural studies. And then I actually, I started doing a lot of esoteric and occult research. I guess that's just my area of study. And then once I got into that, everything kept leading me back to Africa, to ancient Egypt, to Africa in some capacity. So that's where my mind got stuck on Africa. And pretty soon, in my late teens, early 20s, I started traveling to Africa. Yeah, and that's actually where I met my first teacher, which is in the northern region of Ghana, in the village of Koko.
Okay.
So what do you think about some of the spirituality concepts that were shown throughout the Black Panther movie, being that you're traditional spirituality?
What I think is that it's going to open the door. There's a lot of misinformation when it comes to traditional African spirituality, and exactly what that is. When you see traditional African spirituality or anything that's associated with Africa and spirituality, a lot of times it's not necessarily seen in a positive light. So I think that this film did a really good job on showing the beauty of African culture and African spirituality in a way that's absent of any type of monotheistic perspectives. You didn't see anything dealing with Christianity, Islam, Judaism, or any of these other monotheistic perspectives. So it gave a chance for the young kids to actually see spirituality outside of those perspectives, which is good, because you hear that a lot, that how could we show a movie such as the Black Panther and give colonial perspectives of what spirituality is.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So was this your very first stunt gig ever? If so, was it your very first acting gig ever?
All of the above.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Right place, right time.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
So
all
you
of
had
the
a real
above.
good experience working for Marvel as your first film. People
Yeah.
what people don't need to understand is it's almost impossible to get into a Marvel movie, even as an extra. Like, because you have millions upon millions of people auditioning,
Super
trying out.
fans.
You got people that will work for free just to get on set to say they were on a Marvel movie. So
Yeah.
for you to get on that set, just by pure
Happening to
circumstance,
be there and
happen to
doing
be
your
in records
thing.
and do your thing, man.
Yeah.
That's something you're gonna take with you for the rest of your life.
That
Absolutely.
feels good in my heart.
Yeah, he's
Stephen
on our
King.
show, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's his first interview, y'all, with us.
All right. So, how did you earn the title of Chief Amachi?
True.
After years and years of serving apprenticeships with some elders in the northern regions of Ghana, I've been traveling to the northern regions of Ghana for almost 17 or so years.
Wow.
And studying. I first apprenticed with a person by the name of a Petor, which is the landlord of the spirits and herbalists from the royal family of Dagbon. It's a long title.
That is a long title.
Yeah, but I studied and served an apprenticeship with him for quite some time, and that's actually how I got the title of chief. He actually
He's
passed.
the one that gave you the title as well?
No, actually, he's the one that gave me my name.
Okay.
Me becoming a chief didn't happen until much later, after my first teacher actually passed, and I was actually introduced because of his passing. I became his successor. He always used to call me Rulana, which is kind of like his next in line or his successor.
Wow,
And
that's
yeah,
important.
and then as he passed, it allowed me to get involved in other spiritual clans or communities that are in the traditional African perspective there, and then that's how I actually got the title of chief. I pretty much got to the point where I not only had the ability to help myself spiritually, but also to be able to help communities with my spiritual perspectives. So it's kind of like a title that I was able to receive through years of education.
So
Wow.
when
And not
you-
many people get that title, I would assume that's
Yeah.
something really hard to work
So
towards.
when the title was, earned for you, was there any, just like in the Black Panther movie, was there any type of ritual or anything you had to go through to actually earn the title, or was it just, hey, you got the title now?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's several different, when you deal with African traditional spirituality, there are a lot of different traditional rituals and things. One of which is the basic concept of a spiritual bath, and I can show you kind of how this ties into the movie. One of the things that is done is that there's certain herbs and medicines that are collected, they're put together and into like a type of a formula, and then we make a bath from that. So you take those sticks and roots and herbs and different things, and you put them inside of water. You let them soak for some time, and then after 24 hours or so, you take that water and you begin to wash that water over your body.
Okay.
Kind of similar to the movie, how they were to cover him with the dirt over his body. And when that happens, when you cover yourself with the water and you sleep, you're always visited. So you have a dream where you meet people, they exchange information. There may be some mystical things that happen in the dreams, and then when you wake up,
That's very realistic to the movie, because isn't that what they did when they were covered with the stand? They also went to a dream place where they saw
Ancestors.
spiritual leaders.
yeah, absolutely,
Nice.
absolutely.
So another question for you. You are the head of the International Indigenous Knowledge and Development Society. Explain to us what that exactly is and how does that turn into the spirituality thing?
So the International Indigenous Knowledge and Development Society is my organization. Essentially, I started an organization because I wanted to put together something that would transmit and develop spiritual concepts and then give it to future generations.
Okay.
You know, so the goal is that my organization is to create capable practitioners of traditional African spirituality, self-sufficient practitioners, and then have them to be versed in traditional methods and practices.
Super beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are
Do
you,
you
plan-
my fault? Go ahead, James.
are you planning any other trips out to Ghana anytime soon?
I go to Ghana almost every quarter. I go a lot. Yeah.
So you'd be a really great person to guide someone through. Right?
Yeah.
Like a pro.
Yeah, I
I
go
want to
there.
go, so I'm just asking.
Yeah, you have to have a visa,
What
yes.
about a passport? You can't just have a passport.
No, you need your passport and a visa. But a visa is no big deal. You send it into the embassy, they give you a little sticker on your passport, and that's it.
You send your passport in.
Yeah,
I
you
was
send.
asking if someone to go.
Yeah, you send your passport in, and they have like a visa office in DC for Ghana. You send in your passport, your plane ticket showing that you're going, and you send $50 or whatever, and then they mail it back to you. It's just a little sticker that's in your passport. They give it to you, and
For
then
real.
you can go.
I really want to go now. You've really inspired me to want to go and learn.
So
Like,
Really?
so we're gonna plan a trip with you.
Nice.
I totally think that we should all go with you. So
But
yeah.
just for the record though, when I go, I'm roughing it because I'm in certain villages and I'm
roughing it meaning like
roughing it, roughing
like,
it.
I won't have a hairdryer or anything.
Yeah,
Living
yeah,
off the land.
yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
So I'm in the bush. We're studying with different traditional elders. I usually take
That's
people
awesome.
to study with these elders, and then I come back and then I structure these educational programs that are
Girl,
designed to teach methods and principles of spirituality and things of that nature. Yeah.
Okay. Well, our guest is still gonna be in the studio. We gotta take a quick break. So keep tuning in to the all new Hot Noize Radio. What's popping during the movie show, and we will be right back.
I'm totally down for
Oh,
it. No,
I was a little nervous at first. I
Were you?
apologize.
You did
Yeah.
great.
I can't look in your eyes. I have to look
I
in-
noticed I was all like staring, like I'm so intent. He's like reading a script in his head. I'm like, what the hell?
So once we come back for break, we can have like one more or two more questions. Then we gotta do our.
I think that the question needs to be, is there anything in the future that you would like to work on?
I wanted to ask one about do you
We
do
need two
perform
questions.
spiritual stuff here
It
in
needs to be
Atlanta?
able to be short.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, he does.
That's what I do for a
No,
living.
I just want to get so he can
Okay, so
promote
you
himself.
asked that.
And then you ask, and one other.
Well, actually, we'll ask first. Is there anything that you're looking forward to doing in the future, or or whatever? And then you can ask that question. And then after that, we kind of need to like let you give us all your websites, your
and then we
social
go around and do
media,
the same
and
thing,
then we're all gonna go around and do the same.
and then we close out.
Okay.
What are we gonna say for the closing?
Thank you for tuning to our very first
Next week, we don't know what we're doing. Or who
What's
we've got.
Poppin' radio show. We clap it up for him. I think our
Sorry, I was
guest.
so nervous at first.
No, you
Wow.
did amazing.
Holy
It's your
crap.
favorite.
No, you're good, man.
I gotta get.
And
I'm
then
gonna
we
try
close
for a
out.
couple
Tune in
seconds.
next Saturday at 7 where we give a review for our next film.
We'll let you know.
Are you single?
I'm
All the
married.
ladies want
I'm
to. You're married?
I'm married.
We'll leave
yeah.
that up. We won't say that. Unless you want to ask. Unless Nasi was like, all the ladies out here want to know. She wrote it down. That was her next question. For
There
her.
we go,
We
yeah.
can ask that too. We
Yeah.
got 40 seconds.
Okay, hold on.
You got some more stuff?
What?
Any more film? That's good. That's usually everything we got first time.
I was trying to keep on time. You know you can't see the time.
20 seconds.
Hold on.
Said on the shirt.
Hurry up.
10, 9, go ahead, take us in, Courtney. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
Once again, you know what you're listening to. HotNoiseRadio.com, the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com. And this is What's Poppin'. If you weren't here a few minutes ago before our break, we were interviewing the amazing Abongo Humphrey, a.k.a. Chief Amachi. So he's really filled us in on some amazing things. And we have a couple more questions for him, and then we want to close out for our show.
So my question is, if somebody needed to get in touch with their spirituality or wanted to, just clear their conscience or whatever it is, do you do that in Atlanta and where at?
Yeah, I do. I do that in Atlanta. So I'm a consultant for people all over the world. Pretty much, I help people with those things. One of the things they can do, I guess, is they can contact me. My email is iikdsgroup@gmail.com. That's iikdsgroup@gmail.com. And I have my website, the school IIKDS, that's what we specialize in, is teaching people spiritual methodology and practices. So.
Okay.
Do you still practice the MMA some? Or
No,
keep in shape from the...
So I do jujitsu. I do those type of things often. I work out around 6 days a week. So I do train like I was doing MMA, but I'm retired. Yeah, I've been retired from that for a while now.
So you want to throw the blows and catch them?
No. I think the movie industry is a lot better. You get paid more, and I don't have to get punched in the face.
Totally agree.
And I've got to ask, because all the ladies want to know, are you taken?
Yes, I am married, happily married for 18 years.
Oh, amazing.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. That's hard to do in this society.
With 3 lovely kids.
I was going to ask, do you have any
Yes, with
children?
3
If so,
lovely children.
how old?
Yes. Yep. 14, 12, 17.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
it's
So
hard
that's
to
why
keep
you got the
track.
house.
I have 3 also.
Yep.
I need to get my visa and go to Africa and get me 18 years.
Right? She is. She's from Trinidad too, so she's...
I was just in Trinidad and Tobago.
Amazing.
Yeah. I saw Winston over there as well. Yeah, I went over there. I go over there all the time. My sister she lives in Trinidad.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, 'cause she lives in
She just
Trinidad.
got back from
Yeah,
Trinidad.
I went to Trinidad.
I think you go like once a year or something.
Yeah.
I was there in December.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
We're there for Christmas.
7 degrees of
It's
separation.
so weird. They have Christmas. Well, I have a passport. I need to get my visa so I can go to Africa, which is just so weird. Like you have to have a passport and a visa.
Yeah, I was there during Christmas, Trinidad.
Yeah, Christmas was cool. It was hot and it was raining, and that was pretty.
That's a
much
different
it.
experience.
Yeah.
Christmas. I just wanted to know, is there anything in the future that you'd really love to work on, or is there something that you're aiming to? I know currently you may not be working on like a movie, or even if that's in your future, is that something is there like a...
It's on my wish list, that's for
Yeah.
sure. I definitely want to get involved in anything dealing with film. Getting involved in this movie has really kind of inspired me. It's opened my eyes. I have a lot more respect for the stunt community and everything that I learned there, and even acting. I just want to do more of this. The truth is, yeah.
Does being behind the scenes in the movies kind of mess it up for you to watch future movies, especially in action movies, like,
It did for me.
No, not really. I mean, quite honestly, seeing that and being behind the scenes actually gives me more respect for acting and for stunts, because you don't realize that a lot of the things that you see on the film aren't really there. So a person really has to act. They have to act enthusiastic. They have to act
30
excited.
seconds of something may have taken months.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it gives me more respect for the art form. Period. Yeah. Because they really have to act. A lot of those things are not there. It's coming from them. So
That's
give me
crazy.
more respect.
So you
Yeah.
gotta play an imaginary person in the real world.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming here. I'm totally honored. I mean, personally, I know that we all are really ecstatic to have met you.
Yes,
and,
we are.
And after the
Thank you,
interview, I
guys.
feel so much more connected, and you're super spiritual, and so I respect that.
So
a
you
lot.
Very
got that
positive.
good aura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So,
Thank you,
where
guys.
can our listeners find you at? Websites, Instagram, all that.
One of the things I want everyone to watch, they can watch my YouTube documentary, which is really cool. It's Secrets of the Hoodoo Master. So
Okay.
Secrets of the Hoodoo Master. That's something you can watch. Website www.iikds.org. Yep, and you can find me at Chief Amachi. I guess on some other social networking.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, once again, this is the all-new HotNoizeRadio.com. You're listening to What's Poppin'. My name is Courtney Moon. You can find me, I guess my social media is, so you can find me on Instagram, Courtney.moon. That's about it right now, guys. Sorry, my Facebook, I'm locked out of it at the moment, so I will figure that out for you for next week. Miguel, what's going on? What you got?
Me, y'all can find me on Instagram or Snapchat at Miguel McNair. That's MiguelMcNair at Miguel McNair. Or you can tune in every Saturday at 7 p.m. to the What's Poppin' radio show to hear my voice and hear our reviews on movies. What about you, Nasty?
It's Nasarima. You guys make sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Nasarima College Girl. Nasarima is American spelled backwards. If you can't spell American, then never mind.
Why did you tell Miguel that like 3 weeks ago?
Please.
Jeez.
I do not find this out, people.
Right. It's
man.
American spelled backwards on all social networks, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So subscribe, follow me, I'll follow you back.
Alright, and everybody check me out at James Hatter 3. That's JamesHatter and the number 3 on IG.
All right, awesome. So we
Yeah,
got
final thoughts? Anybody about anything to talk about? Any final words?
I do want to say that generally, like I said, this is What's Poppin' Dinner in a Movie. We didn't actually review any of the food that we had because we were so excited about this show, but we will be reviewing some restaurants next week, and we actually have giveaways for next week as well, so make sure you tune in at 7 o'clock because we have some giveaways, some movie passes, and stuff like that.